And I'm back with more Spirit of Justice. I'm getting the feel that I'm gonna need two shorter episodes to finish this case and finish this game. But we'll see what happens. I'll now use fingerprinting powder on the blank page to find out if we can see what was written on the torn out page. Huh? Ooh. Oh. Oh, good. Oh, there's more here. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. I struck and killed Dumas? This is huge! I struck and killed Dumas? That's what was written on the torn out page! What? Can't be. I don't believe it! There's gotta be some kind of mistake! Soren would never, could never! Uh-oh. Miss Wyatt! Bailiff, get the defendant to the infirmary! Apparently the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Now then, please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The notebook is all Mr. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done. I'm the one who killed Dumas? So it wasn't Helen. Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Sprocket, does that mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all? I guess I must have been. But Mr. Sprocket, can we really believe what's written on this notebook? Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I don't remember writing that I killed Dumas, but I guess I must have. Well, now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Of all the... Yes, sure. Please give your ruling now while Ellen is asleep. I want the woman I love to be set free as soon as possible. Soren really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he? Yeah. So this is how it ends, but... Is this how it really went down? Is there really no way for both of them to be happy? I knew we should consider anything written in the notebook to be the truth, but still. I myself wrote of the crime in my notebook. No further proof is necessary. Soren himself wrote in his notebook? Wait a minute. Very well. I will now give my verdict. Ellen is about to be found not guilty, and Soren will be convicted instead. And yet, am I really ready for the judge to give his ruling? No, not when there's still one more avenue left. The court finds the defendant... Your Honor, there's still something that bothers me about the notebook. Oh? Is there? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? All you have to do is keep quiet, and your client is a free woman. I know, but I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. I'm not quite sure yet, but I still think there might be a way. A way for Ellen and Soren to be happy. What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright? I believe the question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place? Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine. But removing it from the notebook is the same as having it removed from Mr. Sprocket's memory, which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he come under suspicion. If he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have to remember that he'd done it. Just what are you getting at with this line of inquiry? Please explain it so that we can all understand. Yes, Your Honor. The page was torn out of the notebook because... the incriminating page was torn out by somebody else. What? Order! Order! Are you claiming a third person interfered with the notebook? It's not all that surprising if you consider what's happened until now. After both the car accident and the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I had my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you were in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it. That's true. So who orchestrated this particular cover-up? If we think back over the course of the trial, it's pretty easy to guess. The one who may have tried to tamper with Soren's memories.
Take that!
The one who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mr. Sprocket's memory is Pierce Nichody. Pierce tried to tamper with my memories? Pierce was manipulating me? Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. It was Mr. Nichody who directed the guests and orchestrated the scheme. No, it can't be! Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this? And this? And this? And this? And this? And this? And this? Ah! What the? Ah! He went Starbuck! Uh-oh! He literally took off! What? He totally went Starbuck! He's coming back down! My memories. Ellen. Mr. Sprocket! Bailiff, get Mr. Sprocket to the infirmary! Mr. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. We don't have to worry about him running away, so let's resume where we left off. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Pierce Nichody to the stand. We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company and Mr. Sprocket. What more do you want from him? This time it's different. The notebook, or rather Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. And it means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Nichody. Don't tell me, are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and to groom? I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have grounds to accuse him on anything. Yet. All I know is Mr. Nichody's the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something. Something we don't know about yet. No grounds yet, is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to calling the witness to the stand? It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with the witness before we do. Very well. We will break for a 20-minute recess. Secret unveiled! Yay! Now we're gonna face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary. So do you think Pierce did it? It's too early to say anything at this point. But I do think he's still hiding something. Nick! Why didn't you pin everything on Soren? That Soren loser! Looks like Larry still hadn't given up on Ellen. If this Pierce guy is the real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after! Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says. Shame on you, Larry! You think I don't know? I don't have to give up on my Ellie. Nick! Promise you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will once it's all said and done. The trial's about to resume, Mr. Wright. Alright, you ready, Maya? Uh-huh. Yep, let's go. I'll be rooting for you, Nick. And sweating bullets like I always fucking do. Idiot. This court is now back in session. Witness, please take the stand. Nice shoes. Well groomed. Nice coat. And a weird-ass monocle on shoulder thing. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Pierce Nichody. I'm the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nichody. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memory. And that person was you, wasn't it? That's correct. What about it? Well, that was easy. Why'd you do it? Why did you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook? Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth. It pains you? That is correct. For my testimony will go against Mr. Soren's wishes. Soren's wishes? What's he talking about? I rushed to the Vista today, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen and Bloomsbury collapsed and Master Soren writing in his notebook. Master Soren said to me, I'll take the blame for the murder, so take care of Ellen. But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time. Could it be? was meant to be a confession, an admission he killed Bloomsbury himself. He wrote that message to take the blame? That is correct. Master Soren did hit Mr. Bloomsbury with that timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. And Mr. Sprocket's the culprit after all. However, that blow didn't kill Bloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put more force into it. Enraged, Bloomsbury had tried to attack Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Bloomsbury from behind and finished him off, it would seem. So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant? Yes, that is correct. But Master Soren tried to take all the blame onto himself. No way! This is pretty bad, Nick. No kidding, pretty bad's an understatement. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems your decision to call for Nichody has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Could this get any worse? But Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot, and I bet he's still got something to hide. It's gonna be weird trying to differentiate Pierce and Edgeworth because their voices are similar to me. Let's see, press the fourth statement. Okay. God, I wish I could go faster. There we go.
Hold it!
Mr. Nichody, could you please tell this court about that in more detail? That you said? Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific? Alright. What part do I want to know more about? Please tell me more about hiding the body. Very well. After saying he would take the blame, Master Soren passed out. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Bloomsbury's still warm body in the spare Pegaboo lantern. So it was you who hid the body, not the defendant? To think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall. Well, I did not see that coming. I don't blame you. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at that lantern. Mr. Wright, would you like that added to the testimony? Yup. Yes, please. Okay, broken lantern and new fifth statement.
Objection!
Highlight red and white handle. Okay. Could it be? Is this what happened? If what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Soren did the deed. Mr. Nichody, you said that the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? Then what if Mr. Bloomsbury was still alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern? What? What? That's preposterous. Actually, this shows that the victim might have still been alive while inside the lantern. I'm afraid you'll have to point out which part you're talking about. The part here shows that the victim might have still been alive.
Take that!
As you can see, the back end of this lantern is a door. And there's blood here on the wheel.
Objection!
That blood stain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It, in no way, shows that the victim drew his last breath while within the lantern. I disagree. For you see, in putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped. Oh my, so you say they got swapped? Yeah, What? But that's ridiculous. Not at all. If you compare the other male Pegabull to in the reception hall, it's quite obvious the wheel handles are attached backwards. The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later. Sorry, Emma, and good luck. In that case, what does the bloodstain on the wheel handle mean? The bloodstain didn't get there on by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got him. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced Gloomsbury was dead, and I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate to be sure, but not significant enough to change the trial's outcome. Again, I disagree. It actually has a very significant impact on the case. The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Gloomsbury's autopsy report. Please focus on the description of the injuries. It says one contusion found on the back of the head and one on the side. Yes, the one Mr. Sprocket gave him and the one Miss Wyatt delivered to finish him off. No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation. A different interpretation? The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow and then was put in the lantern. Then what about the lethal blow that the defendant, the witness, talked about? Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow that finished him off. Taking into account the fact that the victim was alive for a period after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible. Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly, there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss Wyatt delivered the fatal blow. That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off. That theory does sound awfully familiar. Of course it does, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all. I see. It seems a tangle of mysteries unraveled into a single thread. But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow was delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright, unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person. Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. Come on now, take some deep breaths. Good idea. Deep breaths, deep breaths. There, don't you feel better? Maya's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and get everything again. And then hopefully I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. Why did Gloomsbury attack Ellen? Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident? But something about that line of reasoning doesn't quite fit. Oh, how come? Well, this is just a personal vendetta. He's already stabbed Soren, so why was he so determined to go after Ellen? You're right, this whole thing feels premeditated for a crime of passion, but Gloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against her. Gloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then... You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now get to some action! What proof do you have that the third person was involved? Alright, I'll show you. Not completely sure what I'm doing yet, but it looks like I'm out of time. This piece of evidence proves the involvement of a third person. Bloomsbury's note.
Take that!
I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. Your Honor, please take a look at this note. This is the victim's murder plan, right? It's definitely a murder plan, but what if Mr. Bloomsbury didn't write the note himself? What? This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party? Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Yes, I can. Very well then, please present your evidence. This evidence proves the victim didn't write the note.
Take that!
This is the weapon Mr. Bloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. Did I ask what I could possibly have to do with that note? Mr. Bloomsbury's prints were found in the candelabra, and the prints were from his left hand. So that makes the victim left-handed? The police looked into it and confirmed as much. Now take a look at the smudged writing of this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line? Had it been written by a lefty, the writing would have been smudged to the far left hand. That means whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note. What? But if someone other than Mr. Bloomsbury wrote it, what does that note mean? Mr. Bloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt. So clearly this note isn't a murder plan written by Bloomsbury, but rather, those are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by someone else. If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know. He is correct. The majority of the family and their employees who went on the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say that is a very rough and slipshod conjecture you propose. Ugh. I admit I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet. Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular. The culprit who ordered Bloomsbury to attack Ellen, what could the motive have been? Doesn't it seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right? Not too likely, anyway. In that case, it has to be about Soren. If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would that be about? An accident, I guess. I can understand if Bloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame, but the one who lost the most in an accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life, after all. Soren suffered too, of course, and he was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him. Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister. Wait, there is another person! Someone else who must hold a grudge against Soren? Did you figure something out? I think so. I think that somebody else used Mr. Bloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren. Did you say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket? The person who manipulated and used Mr. Bloomsbury was Selena's fiancé. It was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm positive, but it's certainly possible. This fiancé could have made Bloomsbury attack Ellen to get revenge on Soren. What? Her fiancé? Order in the court! Order, I say! It does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident. Exactly. Maybe her fiancé was trying to murder Miss Wyatt in order to make Mr. Sprocket's experience the same thing he felt. Mr. Sprocket's fiancée was a surgeon, if memory serves, but the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, but then that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been among those who attended. What, really? Of course, otherwise how could he have killed Mr. Gloomsbury? Oh, I see what you're doing. This is just another giant bluff, isn't it? Alright. I'll buy it. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be? Yes, I would like to know as well. Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick? Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. I need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify Miss Sprocket's fiancé.
Take that!
Please take a look at this photo, Your Honor. The photo? Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before? Yes, now that you mention it, I feel I've seen it somewhere before. I believe we've all seen it, right here in this very courtroom! Oof! Impossible. That's right, the pocket watch in this photo. Is the same pocket watch Mr. Nichody has on him right now. What? This is clear proof of a strong connection between Piers Nichody and Selena Sprocket. No. That's right. Well, Mr. Nichody, is that true? Mr. Nichody, you were once engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nichody, you planned to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one, to make him feel the same pain as you, is that right? But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knock Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead, and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regain consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in the murder case. Mr. Wright, does that mean you wish to officially accuse the witness of the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury? The defense indicts Piers Nichody on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury. Oh my! Mr. Nichody, would you care to respond? Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. You really are. Yes, I was Selena's fiancé, and not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her death.
Objection!
Mr. Nichody, why didn't you tell me any of this? Shut it, you useless prosecutor! I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall under suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up. Ugh. But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you! Uh-oh. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges. Who gave him that? The tumors are one idiotic lawyer and useless prosecutor. Ah! After the truth is revealed, I'll have the both of you inside from the legal world. I'd like to see you try. With the power of the Sprocket family, it can be a cinch. I will now begin the operation. What in the world's happened to him? Looks like he's finally showing us his true colors. Look what he did to that shoulder mech. Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut. It's like he's a completely different person. Sure looks like it, huh? Can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nichody, it's finally time for you to testify to the truth. It seems we're entering the final act at last. Thank fucking Christ. Witness your testimony, please. Because I've been at this for about 5 months. With one more episode to go. Okay. Huh? Mr. Nichody, why don't you say anything? Ah! He just took a picture of me! Or something. Oh! You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I'd make a slip of the tongue. What do you take me for, Furio Tigre? Not a very impressive plan of brain, I might add. No, that wasn't called for. If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I will have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own. What's he trying to do, Nick? He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy. No more lies, Mr. Nichody. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. What do you think you're doing? No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you? Well, this is a rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Alright! One more episode to go! We've got this! Oh boy. We'll make it to the end of the Apollo Justice Trilogy next time. Thanks for watching.